For nearly 2 months, Mark Rozzi, a Democrat from Berks County, was Speaker of the House, but did little speaking to the media. But after relinquishing the gavel this week, he opened up to me on several topics. It's Mark Rozzi unplugged, or as one Republican suggested, unhinged.
I made Democrats angry at me, Republicans angry at me, and I know that's when I'm doing my job, when everybody's mad at you up here in the Capitol, and I'm fine with that.
Mark Rozzi was Speaker for just under 2 months, marked by no session, locked offices, name-calling, and bitter partisan rancor. He calls that tenure successful. You say it was success. Some people are saying, we haven't done anything for 2 months. How's that a success? What you accomplish?
Well, listen, I mean, we went in the special session, and we got through the statute of limitations, the constitutional amendment, and the statutory SOL bill that victims want.
A sex abuse survivor, Rozzi pushed his priority across the finish line in the House and is urging the Senate to do the same. Its version bundled the sex abuse amendment with voter ID and regulatory reform amendments.
The Senate who continues to fail to do their job, and whether it's special interests or tying constitutional amendments and using victims as political pawns, what they do on this side of the building is disgusting. And I don't understand why the people of this Commonwealth aren't outraged at them.
The Senate argues if Rozzi hadn't locked down the House, he could have moved Senate Bill 1, and it would be on the May ballot.
Everything came to a grinding halt for pure power reasons going on when they could have easily have come in and passed these bills, and that's what's frustrating to us.
We acted in 3 days. Those constitutional questions were passed by both chambers in previous sessions, and we felt it was important to advance all three of them as quickly as possible, and that's what we did.
I'm not going to be used again, and I'm not going to let them use victims to move their political agenda forward.
Rozzi also blasts House Republicans.
The two biggest liars in this building are Brian Cutler and Jake Smeltz, his chief of staff.
Rozzi admits making a deal to become Speaker and switch his party to independent if they passed his amendment clean. Within hours, he says, they changed the terms.
Leader Cutler tried to force me to run these other constitutional amendments. Now, one thing I would not give anybody is something for nothing. If you went back on your word, why should I continue forward with saying that I'm going to become a true independent? That's just not going to happen.
Rozzi says as he struggled to build a staff and find money to pay for it, Cutler offered to help with strings attached.
I can pay for your office staff back home. I can give you money to help you run your office, but these are things that are going to have to happen. That's when I pretty much looked at him and told him to get the hell out of my office.
I can't imagine a worse way for a speaker to spend 2 months in office. It's no wonder why he had to resign.
House Republicans blame Rozzi for a wasted 2 months that they suspect was the House Democrats' plan all along.
The man broke every single one of his promises from the moment he made them. Him trying to save his legacy now, a failed legacy, is just inappropriate.
Rozzi hoped the independent speaker concept would have worked and says it could have if the two sides would have just agreed to operating rules.
And I felt like I was a parent at one time when I had to send the Republicans back to their room, Democrats back to their room, and said, until you agree on something, don't come out of your rooms and don't bother me. I'm going out and talking to the people of Pennsylvania to hear what they have to say. And
at just under 2 months, Rozzi's speaker tenure was one of the shortest in PA history, but not the shortest. Gerardus Wynkoop served just 4 days as speaker. That was in 1786. Still ahead, Governor Josh Shapiro gives his budget address this week. We give you a preview with two budget hawks when we come right back.